passion, energy from our fan base. Like, I've been in a lot of competitive arenas as a player and as a coach. There was nothing better that I've ever been in than what happened on Saturday night.
Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and let's rewind to just a little over a year when Josh Heupel was introduced as the head football coach at the University of Tennessee. We were promised a fast-paced, up-tempo, energetic offense that was going to be explosive. It was going to be fun to watch. It was going to be a new brand of Tennessee football. And when Josh Heupel came in and he said he was bringing Alex Golesh and Joey Housley and the guys that he was bringing in on this coaching staff, some of us doubted. Some of us questioned, would this offense truly work? We went back and we looked at the numbers from Missouri. We looked at the numbers from Central Florida. We were doubting. We weren't sure. Here we are a little over a year later, and it's needless to say, this Josh Heupel offense works. It set the program record for most points in a season at 511. Also most touchdowns in a season at 67. This Tennessee offense finished 7th nationally in scoring at 39.9 points per game, 9th in total offense, 474.4 yards per game. The 217 rushing yards per game was the highest mark since 2015. Hendon Hooker finished as the SEC's leader in passer rating, also set the Tennessee single-season record for efficiency and also completion percentage. Do we need to talk about Cedric Tillman, a guy who in his first 3 years under Cornbread managed to have 8 receptions? He becomes the first Tennessee wide receiver to hit 1,000 yards since 2012 and also set a program record for the longest streak with a touchdown catch in a game at 7 games. Needless to say, this offense works. Now, what happens when your offense works? What happens when your offense is successful? Well, your offensive coordinator is going to get offers. There are rumors floating around that Alex Golesh could be possibly heading to Miami to be their new offensive coordinator. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. As always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. If you like what we do, hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not any different than you guys. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. So let's jump right into it. Popping up kind of all over Twitter, different message boards. This particular article from VAWLS.usatoday.com. Tennessee assistant, a new name for Miami's offensive coordinator position. Now, we've seen this. It's that time of year. Coaching turnover is taking place all over the SEC. In fact, Tennessee, as of now, is the only team in the entire SEC that has not had any roster turnover. I think I saw an article that said there was something around 40-plus assistant coaches that were looking for new jobs or had taken new jobs in the SEC. And that continuity, when you have a successful group, a group of guys that work well together. You know, we talk about Josh Heupel changing the culture and the family atmosphere. It's hard enough to get the kids to buy in, but when you get grown men that can work together and buy in to that culture, that atmosphere, that seems to be what is going on in Tennessee. If you can keep that together, that is a huge, huge asset as we move into 2022. Now, the article here says first-year head coach Mario Cristobal is continuing to assemble his staff at Miami after being hired by the Hurricanes in December. The Hurricanes are looking to fill a vacant offensive coordinator position under Cristobal. Tennessee offensive coordinator and tight ends coach Alex Golesh is a new name to know in filling that vacant position per 24/7 Sports. Golesh came to Tennessee after serving in the same capacity at UCF in 2020 under Josh Heupel. There you can see the tweets out, couple different articles, information there of Alex Golesh being rumored in the mix for that Miami offensive coordinator position. Now, when you look at Alex Golesh and his relationship with Josh Heupel, some people seem to think that they have this long, ongoing relationship, but really, Alex Golesh was hired by Josh Heupel to be the co-offensive coordinator at UCF just in 2020. So this past season at Tennessee was just their second year working together. Now, what does Alex Golesh want? Does he want to continue to learn under Josh Heupel, continue to develop as an offensive coordinator, or does he want money? Like, what is he looking for? Is he content to stay and work under Josh Heupel till a head coaching position opens? Now, another rumor that was floating around, everybody's talking about Jim Harbaugh heading back to the NFL. And if that's the case, if Jim Harbaugh leaves Michigan, Matt Campbell's name immediately comes to the top of the list of potential candidates for that Michigan job. Now, Alex Golesh has a pretty long, lengthy relationship with Matt Campbell at Iowa State. He was hired there in 2016 as the tight ends coach and recruiting coordinator, and worked under Matt Campbell for several years before moving on to UCF. So would that be a move that Alex Golesh would make? We'll continue to follow it. We'll see what happens there with the Jim Harbaugh situation. But again, what does Alex Golesh want? Does he want more money? Does he want a head coaching position? Is he content to learn and grow under Josh Heupel? As of now, Alex Golesh earns $750,000 per year. But let's go back and look what Jim Chaney. I saw an article with what Jim Chaney was set to earn in 2021 had Cornbread and Company returned for another season. Jim Chaney was set to earn $1.7 million for 2021. What an absolute joke. Talk about getting more for less. I rattled off the numbers at the top of the video, the program records, the numbers from Hendon Hooker, from Cedric Tillman, from the running game. We got that at a bargain deal. Is Alex Golesh due a raise? Is his name being floated around with the Michigan rumors, with the Miami rumors, in order to get a raise? And we've not heard anything. We've not seen anything from Danny White as far as that's concerned. But if you go back to last year and recall, Danny White kind of did it all at one time. He did the basketball raises, the football raises, Tony Vitello's deal. All that kind of took place at one time and all came out in one release. So maybe that's what we'll see. I don't know. But what happens if Alex Golesh does hit the road? Where does Josh Heupel go? And yes, I can rattle off stats and numbers, and we all know this isn't Alex Golesh's offense. This is Josh Heupel's offense. So I think as far as calling plays, as far as what this team wants to do on offense, that's not going to change. That's not going to be any different with or without Alex Golesh. But again, it goes back to relationships, not only, your continuity as a coaching staff, your continuity with your players, the culture, the family atmosphere, all that stuff. Also relationships in the recruiting world. That would be one negative hit that this football team would take if Alex Golesh did decide to move on. But then if he does, where does Josh Heupel go from there? Does he promote a guy like Joey Housley, the quarterback's coach? Does he maybe promote him? Who has a better grasp on this offense? Would he promote from within to replace Alex Golesh, or would he go outside the box and look to bring somebody else in? Joey Housley was hired as a quality control analyst in 2019 at Central Florida under Josh Heupel. So really, he's only worked under Heupel for a few years as well. But again, we'll continue to keep you guys up to date on this. I don't really put a whole lot into it. Over at VolQuest, Austin Price said late last night, he said doesn't really see this happening, but never say never. Money talks, but we'll continue to follow it, keep you guys up to date. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. Do you think there's any legitimacy to these rumors? And if so, where would you go if you were Josh Heupel as far as replacing Alex Golesh? But if you have not done so yet, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, you can check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We got all kinds of merchandise for basketball, logo merch, baseball merch, all that good stuff. Speaking of baseball, don't forget Sunday evening, myself and the Indy Kid will be going live for your 2022 baseball season preview. Hope to see you guys in the chat for that. Again, bonfire.com/store Talkin Vols. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.